Hello, welcome back to Statistics and Mathematics YouTube channel. Today we are going to continue our series of videos on statistical method 1. And today our main focus is going to be on measures of central tendencies. Measures of central tendencies. We have three measures of central tendencies. The first one is what? The mean, we have the median and the mode. We are going to give a brief explanation on the mean and the median for the mode, and then we are going to solve some example, right? So we have the mean, right? This is the mean. We are saying that the mean is what? The sum of all the entries and divided by the number of what? Entries, right? So when we started treating statistical method, we came across statistics, meaning of statistics, and we said that we have two forms. We have statistics, a term called statistics. Sorry, please, I'm coming. We have a term called what? Statistics, and then what? Parameter, right? Statistics and parameter. And then we are saying that the statistics here is used to what? Define what? The sample. And the parameter here is used to what? Describe what? The population. So within this parameter, we have what you call the population mean, right? The sample, the population variance, right? And then sample what? Proportion. And within the statistics, we have what you call the sample mean, that's the X bar, sample proportion, that's that, and then sample standard what? Deviation, right? So as you can see, you have what you call the the population mean and what? The sample mean. So that's a clear dimension. So I wanted to remind you the difference between the sample mean and the sample what? Proportion, right? Yes, I wanted to remind you on that one, right? So let's continue on our series, right? Let's continue on the series. So here we have what? The population mean, right? We use the population mean to calculate for the mean. If you have all the entire population, targeted population that you are looking for. So in fact, if you want to calculate for the population mean here, let's say in Ghana, we want to take all the citizens, record all the citizens, and then calculate for the mean. We are going to use what we call the population mean. But sometimes you could see that your targeted population are not going to get, right? So usually we use what we call the sample mean to calculate for what? The mean, right? And after using the sample mean to calculate for the mean, we said that the sample mean will be equal to what? The population mean, since it's what? An estimate, right? So here our main focus is surely going to be on what? The sample mean, because all the data that you are going to use in our exams, in our examples that we are going to solve, they are all what? Samples, right? So here we are having our sample mean, which is the X bar is equal to what? Summation of X divided by what? N. As the formula says, the sum of all the entries and divided by the number of what? Entries. So you are going to sum all the X's, right? And then you divide it by what? N, right? So that's the formula for what? The sample mean for a raw data, right? This is what? The sample mean for what? A raw data. In our next video, we are going to treat how you can find the sample mean for, we find a mean for what? Group frequency distribution, and then on group frequency distribution, for you to know how the formulas also work there, right? So let's continue with the median. So when it comes to the median, we are saying that the median is what? The middle value of an ordered data set, right? Is the middle value of an ordered data set. And the mode, right? The mode is what? The data entries that occur most frequently, right? So for the median, what you are going to say is that when the raw data is given to you, what you are going to do to just arrange for the median, you just arrange the raw data in order, and then just choose what? The middle number. What about the mode? The mode here is what? The data entries that occur most frequently. That's the most occurring what? Number, right? In a given raw data set. That's what? The most occurring number, right? So let's say when a raw data is given to you, the number that repeats itself many times will be recorded as what? The mode. So here we have some example to solve. Let's kindly follow this example for us to really understand what we have learned about this. It said find the mean, median, and the mode of the following data set, right? So A here we have 200, 400, 300, 500, 400, 600, and what? 700, right? And then we have been asked to calculate for the mean, right? So the first thing that is supposed to come into our mind, since we are going to calculate for the median and the mode, we have to first arrange our data sets in order of magnitude from the smallest to what? To the highest, right? So here, when you come here, order data, right? So we are going to order them from smallest to data, from smallest to highest. So first, if you want to arrange it from smallest to highest, what you have to do is to first indicate. First, you have to indicate your smallest number, and here our smallest number is what? 200, and our biggest number is what? 700. So we are going to start from what? 200. From 200 we have what? 300. So 300 will come here. We have 200, 300, right? From there we are going to go to 400. We have 400 here, another 400 here, right? And then we have 500. So this and this is gone. So we have 500 and what? 600, as you can see here. So we have been able to arrange our figure from smallest to what? To highest. So the first question says that we should calculate for what? The mean, right? So for the mean, we learn from our formula. We learn from our formula that our mean is equal to what? That's the x bar, right? We are not using the population mean because this is what? Just a sample, right? All the raw data that you see here, they are all samples. So you are not using the population mean. You are using what? The sample what? Mean. In fact, there is a difference between the population mean and the sample mean. They are not the same. You see, for the population mean, we are having what? A big N here. But for the sample mean, we are having a small n. So the small n is telling us that this is from a sample. But the big N is telling us that this is from what? The population. You get it? Right? So at the end of the day, we know that our x bar is equal to summation of what? Xi divided by what? N. Right? So here I'm going to sum everything here. So you are going to sum 200 plus 300 plus 400 plus 400 plus 500 plus 600 plus 700 divided by what? N. And then we are going to find our n. For our n, we are just going to count the number of data sets, right? Data point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Our data point is what? Our data point is what? 7. So divided by what? 7. So that is what the slice has done here. So here we have the mean to be equal 200 plus 300 plus 400 plus 400 plus 500 plus 600 plus 700 divided by what? 7. So when you add everything here, you are supposed to divide it by what? N. And our n is what? 7. So when you add everything at the top here, you are supposed to get 300 and what? So sorry, 3,100 divided by n. And you point this on your calculator, you are going to get 442.9. So here our mean is giving us 442.9. So this is how one can be able to find what? The mean. Right? What about the median? So for our median here, we are just saying that the median is what? The middle number. So when you arrange it in order, we just use what? Your middle number. So here we have been able to arrange it in order. We have our 200, 300, 400, 400, 500, 600, and 700. Please kindly pause the video and then choose the middle number for me, right? Yes. So at the end of the day, we have 7 observations. So definitely for the 7 observation, what you have to do is to just cancel one at the first end and cancel the other at the second end, right? So this is how you are going to do it. So here you are just going to cancel this one, right? And come here to cancel the end. You cancel this, go back and then cancel this end. You cancel this number and go back and cancel. So you can see clearly that our middle number is what? 400. So that is how one can find what? The median. That's the middle number. What about the mode, right? We have seen it here that our mode is what? 400. But how can one be able to get what? The mode. Let me erase this one so that we can find our mode, okay? So how can one find the mode? The mode is what? The most occurring number. The number that repeats itself many times. So when you come here, 200 repeats itself 1 time, 300 repeats itself 1 time, 400 repeats itself 2 times, 500 repeats itself 1 time, 600 repeats itself 1 time, 700 repeats itself what? 1 time. So here the mode is what? 400, because 400 repeats itself twice, right? So that is what? Our mode. So let's go to our next question. Our next question is what? For the B, he said 872, 397, 242, 47, 388, 782, 797, right? So this is what? The data point, right? It's from the sample, right? So here, the first thing that you have to do before we calculate for the mean, the median, and the mode, right? For the mean, you can choose to arrange it in order, or you cannot choose to arrange it in order. If you arrange it in order or you don't arrange it in order, you are going to get your answer. But since you will be asked to find the median and the mode, it will be better for us to arrange it in order before we start solving. So here we are just going to arrange what they be in what? In order, right? So we have to just indicate our smallest value, right? So the smallest value among this one is what? 388, and the largest value among this one is 872, right? So you start with this one and then just arrange them in order from smallest to what? To highest, right? So here, so from here it has been arranged in order. Here from we have 388, 397, 397, 427, 782, 782, and then 872. That is, it has been what? Arranged in what? In order. So for us to get our mean, we just add everything and divide it by the total. So let's count the total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what? 6. We are having our n to be equal to 6. So we are just going to add everything here and divide it by what? 6. Right? So here, when you add everything at the top, you are getting 3,223. As you can see here, divided by what? 6. That is our n. So here, our n is here. So when divided by that, you are getting 543.8. 543.8. So here, this is what our mean. What about our median? Our median is what? The middle number, right? So when our n is odd, it is very simple for us to. So here, when our n is odd, it's very simple for us to get our median. But what about when our n is what? Even. When our n is even, it means that we are going to get two values, or yes, two values to be what? To be at what? At the middle, right? So when you get two values to be at the middle, it's very simple. I'm going to show you the approach that you are going to use to solve it. Very, very simple, right? So here, what you are going to do is to just get your middle value. So you cancel this one and then cancel that one. You cancel this one and then cancel that one. Right now, if you cancel this and cancel that, you are not going to get a middle number. So this is just telling us that the middle number is what? Between what? Two numbers, right? So here you are getting 397 and 427. They are our middle number. So since this two is our middle number, we have to find the midpoint, right, between 397 and 427. So if you want to find a midpoint, all that you are going to do is to just add the 2 and divide it by 2. That's the reason why you see it here. So 397 plus 427 divided by 2, right? When you do that one, you are going to just add it. When you add it, you are getting 827 divided by what? 2. So the midpoint, please, when you are finding the midpoint, is the addition between the numbers divided by what? 2, right? So always, this is how it's going to be, right? So here, it's going to be, let's say, from the data set, right? Our median, if it is even, we are going to have, let's say, x1 plus what? x2 divided by what? 2, right? So in this case, in this case, our x1 is what? 397, and then x2 is what? 427, and you are going to divide it by what? 2. That's the reason why you have seen it here. So once you do the addition and then division collect, you are going to get 412 to be what? Our median, right? So what will be our mode? The mode is what? The most occurring what? Number. That is what the mode. Mode is what? The most occurring number. So when you look through this one, right? 388 is repeating itself 1 times. 397 is 2 times. 427 1. 782 1. 872 is what? 1. So here our mode will be what? 397, because 397 is repeating itself twice, right? Yes. And then when you go to the question C, right? So for this question C, all that you are going to do is what we have already discussed. So you are just going to add everything here and divide it by the total. So when you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one is 7. So if our mode will be will be simply what? Calculated, right? So here, when you add everything here, divided by 6, right? So when you do it correctly, you are going to get our mean to be what? 113, right? And our median will be 113. There will be no mode because there is no number here repeating itself. 100 is repeating itself 1, 101 is one time repeating itself. 102 is one time repeating itself. 103 is one time repeating itself. 104 is one time repeating itself. 105 is one time repeating itself. 106 is one time repeating what? Itself. Right? So here we are not going to get any mode since the numbers here are just repeating themselves one time. Right? So there is no mode. Right? Yes. So for the median, we are surely going to get our median. Right? So for the median, this question has already been arranged in order. So let's see how we can find our median. Right? So here we are just going to cancel this, cancel that, cancel this, cancel that, cancel this, cancel that. So you see clearly that our median is what? 103. So for the mean, we just add everything up. Right? You just add everything up here and divide it by what? 3. And then we are surely, and divide it by what? 7. And you are surely going to get your mean to be what? 103. Yes. So for the D, right? So for the D1, this is the D question, right? So the D question 2 is already arranged in what? In order, right? The D question is already what? Arranged in what? In order, right? So we have to find what our mean. You have to just add everything up here and divide it by what? The n. And you see that our n is 8. When we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Our n is 8. So here to be 250 plus 300 plus 300 plus 350 plus 350 plus 400 plus 450 plus 2000 divided by what? 8. And then when you do it correctly, you are going to get 550. So what will be our median? Right? So for our median, since this is already arranged in order, our median, we are going to get two digits to represent what? Our middle number, and then we just find the midpoint, right? Since our n is equal to 8. Once your n is always even, you are going to get two middle numbers, right? So here we cancel that, 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 and then we are left with what? This, right? So once you are left with this one, you are just going to find the midpoint between this one. So it will be what? Surely going to be coming. It's surely going to what? 350 plus 350 divided by what? 2. And then we are going to get our final answer to what? 350. Since so here our median is surely going to be what? 350. What about the mode? So the mode is just what? The most occurring number. So here you see 300 is repeating itself twice. 350 is repeating itself what? Twice. So here the mode is going to be 2. It's going to be what? 300 and what? 350. Right? 350. So this is how one can find the mode, the mean, and the median for a raw data set. In our next video, I'm going to teach you how you're going to find your mean and the mode, the median for ungroup data sets, right? Ungroup data sets. So kindly make sure you like, subscribe, and then leave a comment at the comment section. Bye. Have a great day.